XRP is going to go absolutely parabolic. We can see it in the fiat graph right here, fiat leak. Every single country is accumulating at this cheap price, $1.93. The bull run hasn't even begun. The price of XRP has gone up 1.6% in the last hour and is going to continue to go up. There's Gary Gensler's out there. They're going to say it's going to go back to 50 cents, but they're just jealous because they sold their shares at cheap. I probably bought them. So thank you, the Genslers. So XRP is currently number 5. It's gone up 33.73% in the last 7 days. It is the overall winner out of the top 8. And it's got a massive volume in the last 24 hours, 12 billion. And the separation between Solana and XRP is only 2.5 billion. And I can see XRP overtaking Solana within the next few hours. So make sure you watch this 3-hour window. It is going to be huge, and XRP is going to be number 1 in due time. So welcome back to the video. I'm Crypto Spartacus. I only talk about XRP because I think it's heavily suppressed and it's well below the price it should be at the present time. So we can see the graph. Ever since Gary Gensler has been quiet, it has absolutely skyrocketed. So if Gary, you're listening, thank you very much. And it's at $1.93. The bull run hasn't even begun, and it is going to go absolutely crazy when it happens. So we're going to be talking about the XRP hits $1.93 right now, breaking a 7-year record. The crypto market is experiencing unprecedented excitement, but one asset in particular defies all expectations: XRP. Associated with Ripple Labs, the crypto has just reached $1.93 level, not seen since January 2018. So indeed, with spectacular growth of 274% in 1 month, the ascent fits within a context of political upheaval and hopes for regulatory changes. So we can see the changes when Trump comes in on the 20th of January and selects his SEC team, with Gensler resigning on the 20th before he gets fired. So yesterday, XRP surpassed the $1.93 mark, its highest level in nearly 7 years, according to CoinGecko data. So this figure, which was previously reached in January 2018, constitutes a major milestone for crypto that has oscillated between spectacular performances and periods of deep doubt. So from a low of 12.7 cents in March 2020, really wish I bought at that level, but we're here now. So the current price represents an extraordinary leap of 1,420%, showcasing the asset's resilience. So it is a very hardcore coin, and it is going to go places, e.g. the moon. So observers attribute this surge to a combination of factors, including a generally optimistic market sentiment, and speculation about more crypto-friendly US administration. So according to some sources, the potential departure of Gary Gensler, the current SEC chairman, could alleviate certain regulatory uncertainties. It absolutely will, because Trump is coming in and he's pro-crypto, and he's not going to select anyone similar to Gensler. There's no more Gensler coming into the chairman seat of the SEC. So they hit this hypothesis fuels hope for a clearer legal framework for Ripple Labs, long mired in litigation with the authority, ETFs, and catalyst of a new era. So we already know 4 ETFs have signed up with Ripple Labs and XRP. Along with the rise of XRP, several institutional players, actually 1,700, have got a non-disclosure agreement, and we are waiting for the window of regulatory clarity. So, such as Wisdom Tree are actively exploring the potential of exchanging traded funds backed by this crypto. So these initiatives reinforce the idea that XRP could become a key asset for institutional investors. It will, which would increase its liquidity and large-scale adoption. So ETFs bring welcome stability and open doors for traditional investors. So it's only a matter of time before those doors open up and it comes into the trillions era. So as Ripple strives to resolve its legal disputes, speculation about changes at the head of the SEC fuel optimism. A clearer regulatory framework could encourage more players to adopt XRP for cross-border payment services. So an area where Ripple Labs has already demonstrated its strength However, some investors warn that challenges remain to be overcome. So Gary Gensler's always going to be that one in the comments. So particularly in terms of competition and technological innovation. But if you compare Ripple to Swift, there's no comparison. I'm not sure what they're talking about there. So while current signals are promising, the future of XRP rests on several uncertainties. And if it does, why is it so concrete and solid at every price it hits? So $1.93, it is sitting at that price, including the resolution of legal disputes and the evolution of regulations. But we're going to see a very good set of regulations when President Donald Trump comes into power. He is a pro-crypto. He is all for crypto. However, industry players unanimously agree on one point: XRP could very well be on the brink of a renaissance. Beg your pardon. So that would redefine its place in the crypto ecosystem. For investors, this opportunity is as relevant as it is risky. So everything's risky in life. So maximize your contribution. Yeah, so no, we're not reading to learn. Not read to earn. No. We must go on to the next one. So this is a big video that I was talking about at the start. Trump will unlock innovation in America again now through crypto. So GOP rep says. Rep Mike Flood breaks down how President-elect Donald Trump will shake up the White House's approach to digital assets. He's going to change the crypto space, and he's already had words with Brad Garlandhouse. Why is Gary there? But we're going to play this video and sit back and relax.
Now, President-elect Trump's team is holding discussions on possibly creating a new White House position dedicated to crypto policy. The administration wants to expand the power of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission as well by granting that CFTC oversight of the digital asset market. All of this happening as Trump gets the chance to pick the next head of the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, with Chairman Gary Gensler stepping down in January. Congressman, I know you've been working on digital assets a lot, and you see major change coming. Walk us through how that plays out. What do you expect?
Well, we are going to unlock innovation in America again. This has been very frustrating under Joe Biden and Gary Gensler at the SEC, who has gone out with this power that he thinks he has to do these unreasonable enforcement actions and try and guide an industry into the ground. Today, you know, the headline is Donald Trump wants to make America a leader in digital assets. If you think of it this way, back in 1995, America unleashed the power of the internet, Web 1.0. We are on the dawn of Web 3.0, and we are riding in the back seat with countries like the UAE and the European Union and Singapore dictating to the rest of the world how we're going to treat digital assets. This is America's issue. This is something that we need to do to make sure that the U.S. dollar remains the world's reserve currency. Yeah. And with the announcements you're talking about, we're going in the right direction.
So tell me about that. How do you keep the dollar as the world's reserve currency while also creating a backdrop for growth in digital assets? What's the plan?
Well, two different approaches. One is stablecoins. And on the Financial Services Committee, we have, thanks to Chairman McHenry and Congressman French Hill and so many other hardworking members, we've put together an entire stablecoin regime. Now, remember, a stablecoin is backed by $1 in a U.S. bank. One stablecoin equals $1. It allows emerging economies in continents like Africa to trade essentially in U.S. dollars using a stablecoin regime that is backed by, American banks. That's what we're excited about in Congress. This isn't about replacing the U.S. dollar. It's about strengthening its power. And then simply creating a market structure where regulators can say, okay, Bitcoin is a commodity. It's going to be regulated by the CFTC. This asset over here is a security, and it would fall under the domain of the Securities and Exchange Commission. We're not talking about building a fancy mansion. We're talking about building a foundation on which digital assets can exist and thrive and unlock that innovation in America that has been really offshored for so long. That's why Bitcoin ends up in the Bahamas, because they couldn't live here and be subject to real regulation. I shouldn't say Bitcoin, I'm sorry, FTX.
I love what you're saying, because you're making the rules clear. And I think the clarity end of this was one of the issues for this market to really be believed, because people weren't sure who was running it, who was overseeing it, and what the rules were. And that was because the Biden administration just threw lots of climate change agenda rules at every single agency. Isn't that right? And you know, corporations had to follow all of those new regulations.
Well, they were busy with the environmental stuff, and then this idea with digital assets that we're going to use enforcement actions. You don't even know what the law is, right? There's really nothing on some of these subjects, and suddenly you've got an SEC investigation shutting down markets. Gary Gensler set America back 20 years. We are nowhere near where we need to be in terms of the digital asset economy with stable coins. And it really, thank God President Trump is here, it's really going to unlock a new era for America and in fintech.
And I know you want to be number one ahead of China. China also wants that role. Do you want to say anything about China and pushing back on some of the passage of a legislation to exclude U.S. sanctioned companies, Chinese companies, and their subsidiaries from having access to our capital markets? You've got plenty of Chinese stocks still trading on our exchanges, that some of which were sanctioned.
Absolutely. When President Xi wakes up every single morning, his goal is to become the world's sole superpower by 2050. They want to destroy the American economy. I really believe that China is our biggest threat from a national security perspective. They want to get in bed with other countries. They want to get in bed with other communist regimes. It's time for America to lead here in digital assets. Otherwise, to your point, the Chinese will be the world's reserve currency on continents like Africa and emerging markets, and that's not in our interest.
No, that's absolutely right. They are already trying that in Africa. Congressman, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
And to you, happy Thanksgiving. Mike Flood in Nebraska. We'll be right back. Now, President-elect Trump's team is holding discussions on possibly creating a new...
The XRP is going to be absolutely massive, and I do think Trump will be backing it with the USD, and within the next 24 hours is going to go absolutely parabolic. And watch the 24 hours. That's all from Crypto Spartacus. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button, where we only talk about XRP because it's highly suppressed. Thanks to Gary Gensler, it's open to the world now. Everyone pretty much knows about it. And with no further ado, peace out.